Hi, welcome back to my channel, and for today's video, we will be talking about the Euclidean rings and Euclidean domains. Same pa rin, our sources that we will be using here, our source rather is Hungerford. Yan. So, ibig sabihin, the ring that we consider a ring R does not necessarily have an identity, a multiplicative identity 1R, unless otherwise stated. So let's be mindful about that. So let's start with the formal definition of the main topic of this video. Given that you have a set of natural number, and in fact, this is a set of non-negative integers, and your R here is a commutative ring, so we say that this R is a Euclidean ring if there exists a function defined by this. So you have phi of R excluding the zero mapped to N such that number one, for every AB in R, the product AB is not zero and A is at zero. This implies that phi of A is less than or equal to phi of AB. Second is that, given that you have AB in R and B is at zero, this would imply that there exists a Q and R as elements of R such that this will hold with R equals 0 or R not equal to 0 in this one. In the event that, let's say we have now a Euclidean ring, ER, in the event that at the same time this R is a Euclidean ring and an integral domain, then we call such R as Euclidean domain. Let's try 4 examples. Okay, the first example that we have is the set of Z with P of X equals the absolute value of X is a Euclidean domain. Bakit? Let's take a look into that. Let's say we define the phi, and in this case, Z minus this one, di ba ito yung definition niya? This is mapped into N, defined by sending X to the absolute value of X. Now, dapat nag-hold yung properties na ganito. Okay. Now, given two integers, let's say A and B, in this case, B is not 0. What do we want to get is to get another integers, let's say R and, let's say P and Q, if you want, or Q and R, such that you can write this of this form, B, Q plus R. So, kung nakikita mo, division algorithm ang format niya. In this case, your R here is, of course, less than or equal to the absolute value of B, or just less than, to be exact, less than, and then this is greater than or equal to 0. So, para kung nakikita mo, this is just a classical integer, no? Nung nalalaman natin yan sa number theory. In this case, if you have A and B as integers and your B is not 0, remember, by division algorithm, there exists integers, Q and R, such that you can write this of this form. So, if you notice, this will always hold for the Z. Kasi, alam natin sa number theory, di ba? Na whenever you have a positive integers, you can actually write this always on this form. So, in fact, this example is very obvious. Kasi Z has this property to follow this form. Therefore, that means you have proven one of the properties of a Euclidean domain. Also, consider a very obvious example. Let's say your A is 17 and then your B is 5. So in this case, your 17 can be written as 5 times 3 plus 2. So in this case here, your Q here is 3 and your R is 2. So basically, kung titingnan mo, your 2 here is less than or equal to B, which is the 5. And of course, this is less than or equal to 0. Less than siya strictly here. That's it. So another example is F here, which is a field. This is defined with P of X equals 1 for all X in F. And your X here is not 0. So obviously, this will tell us that this is a Euclidean domain. Okay. The fact that this is a field, so it obviously integral domain na siya agad. Okay, another example is, given that your f is a field, so the rings of polynomials in one variable, f square bracket x. In fact, this guy here is ed. And so this is defined by the function phi of f equals the degree of f. How do we want to picture that out? In this case here, your phi here is actually mapped from f square bracket x, or just f na lang kung yun yung field natin na symbol. This is minus the set containing 0. This is mapped to the set of natural or non-negative integers. Okay, such that f of x mo and g of x mo are both element of f square bracket x. So kung titingnan mo, this is pretty obvious. There exists another polynomial in f square bracket x such that f of x is equal to g of x, q of x plus r of x. So in this case here, r of x is 0, or the r of x, so the phi of r of x is less than the phi of g of x. So in fact, your phi of f of x here is just the degree of polynomial f. Okay, so para mas obvious, let's consider this. Your f here is q. And let's say f of x mo is x cubed, let's say plus 2x plus 1. Okay, now your g of x mo is x minus 1. So if you want to divide this by long division method, we've learned from the algebra, which I do not show it here. Kayo na bahala. Diba your x cubed plus 2x plus 1, this is the same as x minus 1, x squared plus x plus 3 plus 4. So kayo na mag-verify. If you simplify the right side, this one, makukuha nyo tong left side. So what happened is your q of x in this case is x squared plus x plus 3, and your r of x here is actually the 4. Still a polynomial. So the degree of g of x here in this case is 1. Kita naman. And so the degree of r of x is 0. And so the degree of r of x is less than the degree of g of x, which implies that p of r is less than p of g. Okay, yan yung pinakita kanina. So therefore, Euclidean domain pala siya. Okay, another example or one last example is this one, z square bracket I. Anong tawag nito? Di ba ito yung Gaussian? So domain of Gaussian integers. This z of I is defined as the set of a plus bi, such that your a and b are in z. And alam natin this is actually obvious. This is even obvious as a subset of the set of complex numbers. Kasi tingnan mo, oh. Yan. So kung titingnan mo, this is a subring of C. So check natin yan. Subring siya ni C. Another checklist is that closed under addition and multiplication. Okay, because it possesses the same property with C. And the fact that this is a subset of C and C is a field, alam natin that it has no zero divisor. Therefore, this would imply that your Z square bracket I, or the Gaussian integer, is an integral domain. So what do we do now? Let's define the phi from Z square bracket I minus the set containing 0, and we map that to n. Ganito naman talaga palagi yung Euclidean function natin. So our phi of a plus bi, this is defined as a squared plus b squared, para yung result niya is n pa rin, because n here is also a field. Okay. So this is the same as absolute value or the modulo square. So this is the square of the complex modulus of the number. So alam natin it's always non-zero natural number and the function maps into n. So therefore, it will actually give us the notion for having a Euclidean domain. Another is, papakita na natin yung pagiging Euclidean domain niya. So, for all alpha, let's say alpha, beta in Z square bracket I, in this case, beta is non-zero. There exists Q and R in Z square bracket I such that alpha is equal to beta Q plus R with R is not is zero or P of R is less than phi of, tama ba, beta? So let's suppose that alpha and beta are in Z square bracket I. So ang mangyayari niyan, your beta here is non-zero. So we define in this case, our Z equals alpha over beta element ni C. So in this case, our goal here is to find a Gaussian integer, let's say Q. So goal natin yan is the Q element ni this one such that R is equal to alpha minus beta Q. In this case, your P of R is less than P of beta. Okay. So, gagawa lang natin to by rounding this one to the nearest Gaussian integer. So, how do we do that? Okay, so we let Z be equal to X plus YI. And this is element of C. Okay, so we choose Q. So we choose that Q here equals, let's say, M plus Ni. And in this case, this is of course element ni Gaussian integer. Such that yung Z minus Q mo is defined as X minus M plus I Y minus N. Tama ba? And because this is modulo, alam natin this is the square root of X minus M squared plus Y minus N squared. So in this case, here, this is minimized. So ibig sabihin, we're actually making a round both on X and Y to the nearest integer. So we define R equals alpha minus beta Q. Since alam natin that your Z is equal to alpha over beta, we can write this as alpha minus beta is equals beta Z. This is the same as beta Q plus beta Z minus Q. This same lang siya, di ba? If you simplify that. And this implies here that, tama ba? This is R equals beta Z minus Q. So, your phi of R, which is defined as the R's, the square of the modulo, this is the same as the beta Z minus Q squared, and this is the same as the square modulo of beta times the square modulo of Z minus Q. So, if we choose Q so that Z minus Q is less than 1, meaning to say, P of beta is equal to beta squared such that, so that the P of R is equal to the beta squared times Z minus Q squared, which is less than or equal to the beta squared, which is equal to P of beta. Are you following? Okay, this implies that we find Q, we found in here na si Q is an element of the Gaussian integer, and your R here is alpha minus beta Q. And again, this is element of the Gaussian integer with alpha equals beta Q plus R, and P of R is less than P of beta. So, in other words, napakita na natin ang mga dalawang properties ng pagiging Euclidean domain, Euclidean ring. So, in this case here, nasasatisfy natin ang pagiging Euclidean domain niya kasi integral domain na kanina eh. That's it. So, if you have question, please let me know. So, we will now introduce the theorem saying that every Euclidean ring is a principal ideal ring with identity. Consequently, every Euclidean domain is a UFD. Okay, how do we show that? Alam natin that if I is a non-zero ideal in R, then we can choose that, let's say we choose A in I such that P of A is the least integer in the set of non-negative integers. So that means the set here, P of X, is such that X is non-zero and your X here is an element of I. Now, if B naman is in I, then you can have B is equal to QA plus R. Tama? With this, R is 0 or R is not 0 and P of R is less than P of B. So, A pala dito. A. Since B is in I, so, and QA is in I, it follows that R equals QA plus R, I'm sorry, minus B. Sorry, it follows that R equals B minus QA is an element of I. Okay, closure property. So since P of R is less than P of A would contradict the choice of A, we must have, anong mangyayari? Because in this case, kapag the fact that your P of R is less than P of A, magko-contradict yan sa choice natin sa A. So, mapipilitan na tayo na R here is 0. Hence, B is equal to QA for all B in I. So consequently, in this case, I subset of R, A, this is the subset of the principal ideal ring generated by A, and this is a subset of I. So, pag ganito yung itsura, ibig sabihin, I is the same as RA, which is this one. And so, ibig sabihin, R pala is a principal ideal ring. Also, since R is itself an ideal, yung R mo pala is equal to RA for some A in R. Consequently, your A here can be written as EA, which is equal to AE for some E in R. Thus, if B is an element of R, which is equal to RA, ang implication niya is B is equal to XA for some X in R. Thus, EB is the same as BE, which is, alam natin this is the same as XAE. And so this is the same as XA, which is equal to B. Implying na yung E pala natin here is a multiplicative identity. Tama? In R. So, we have proven the claim. And that's all for this video. So thank you so much for watching. So if you have any questions or clarification, you can comment down there so we can discuss on these clarifications. And of course, I would love to encourage you to subscribe so that you'll be updated on a lot of videos that I'll be uploading soon regarding on discussions of mathematics as well as the research journey. Thank you and have a great day.